deploy feature. This deploy feature will then give you the opportunity of masking your landing page URL. At the moment, you actually have a landing page URL with home.iprofitlocal.com with the get client and path. You actually hide this if you have a fully white labeled product and put in your own URL here. So the deploy feature will actually help you do this. To start off with, you actually need to go to your cPanel, okay, to actually create a subdomain. Okay, so most hosting platforms will actually give you access to a cPanel. Look out for the email that they send once you've signed up. It's very important, of course, once you actually also buy a domain, to also buy a very cheap hosting plan so you can actually do which supports FTP. So let's go in here. The first thing we need to do is actually create a subdomain. So I'm going to create a subdomain. I'm just going to call it IPL. Okay, this is my domain name, City Smart Deal. It's just for an example here for all my videos, and I want to create a subdomain of IPL underneath that. So I just click the create button, and now it says that ipl.citysmartdeal.com has now been created. Okay, once my domain has actually been created, okay, I then have to go over to modify my domain and give an IP address to this new subdomain of mine. So here in Namecheap, you can find this under the all hosts name tab, and at the top here we actually see the A record that I set up in my IPL system, so that for my white label settings. That's the infamous IP address of 162.242.198.135. So here I actually just type in the name of my subdomain, IPL, and I put in the IP address which you can find on the email that you received from your hosting plan, and just copy and paste it into here. We're going to make it an A record type, and that's it. So now we actually have a subdomain with an IP address. Okay, and now all we have to do is set up the FTP account. The FTP accounts can be accessed through the cPanel again. I found mine here, and I click on that. And I have to actually add in an FTP account so that when I actually do the deploy feature, it can actually log in. So it's extremely important. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you want this to be really smooth, make your account name the same as your subdomain name. Okay, so I'm just going to put in IPL because that was the name of my subdomain. So I'm going to put in that's going to be my account. I'm just going to have a password. And then just do create FTP account. And that's really all that needs to be done here. Okay, we've got the account set up. Okay, to actually go and see the details, you can go into this configure FTP client, and here I actually have my username, my server or host name, and the port 21. Okay, so now let's go into our home iProfit Local website. By clicking on the Get Clients tab, you get to the Get Clients page, and there's a Deploy button here. Okay, by clicking on the Deploy button, we're actually ready to set up our FTP connection. So here we have to actually put in the FTP host name, and my FTP host name is ipl.citysmartdeal.com. Okay, my username is IPL. I'm just putting in a password here. Okay, it's important to mention that the host name here should be your full subdomain URL. Okay, even though it says something here differently, the FTP server is ftp.citysmartdeal.com. Okay, you need to put in the actual URL of the full subdomain for this to work. Okay, so you put in your subdomain dot domainname.com. Okay, and now I just click on validate my settings, and I will get a wonderful box that says good news, we are now connected. Please select where you need to upload. Just for simplicity's sake, we're going to leave everything as is and just click on upload. And it says congratulations, your survey has now been uploaded successfully. And we actually see down here in the history this new URL of ours, this http iplcitysmartdeal.com. And if I click on that, well, I get my landing page, and you can see at the top here it doesn't say anymore home.iprofitlocal.com. It's now been masked with my subdomain. It's very important to mention that when you're adding your IP address into your subdomain that you wait a few hours until it actually takes effect. Otherwise you can get very frustrated thinking that what you're doing is not working, when in fact it's just a small DNS issue and you just need to be patient. Anyway, I hope that really resolves any of your questions you have about the deploy feature.